official
First
first
guest.
guest. You know that, right?
Thank you.
So, my name is Bilikis,
My name is Amira,
and
and
welcome to
how the heck did you do that?
yeah, welcome to How the Heck Did You Do That?
Yes.
And like I said, Ekaose is our first guest today,
Mhm.
and we're so happy to officially launch this podcast. So, and you're the first audience to watch this, so we're excited for that.
Yes.
So,
Just
Ekaose,
a
how
short, oh sorry,
no,
just a short story of our guest today. So Ekaose is the founder of VanSuya, which is obviously one of the prominent Black businesses in Vancouver. So we're very excited to have you here today to talk to us about your business, how you started, and just everything in between. So
Yeah, thank you very much. It's quite an honor. I'm always excited to share stories and see how we can inspire and get people to be fired up for the next venture that they want to do in business. And it's an honor. And I hope that this will be something that people will enjoy when they listen to, and be glad that they did.
yeah,
yes.
how is your day so far?
My day has been good. Started pretty early, couple of meetings, and I'm glad it was over. And I'm here just to make the day more brighter by doing what we love to do, trying to get more people to love business and tell our story and see how we can inspire people in our community and all that.
Yeah. You're a very hard man to reach, you know that, right? Like trying to
Yeah.
schedule an interview with you was
Yes.
a very hard one.
Yeah, I feel like so many emails come all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes my assistant is overwhelmed by people trying to book or sponsorship or whatever it is. So and then my own schedule too, because I've been traveling over the last 2 months. So it's more like this. I was telling her that this is like literally the first week I'm around all week, and I don't have to travel any weekends, but over the last 2 months, every weekend or Monday to Thursday, I'm away. So when I come back, I want to do other things, and that's why it's hard to like to schedule and all that. So, but yeah, I'm here now. I'm glad
Yes.
Yeah.
we made it happen.
I
Thank
know we're
you.
happy we made it happen. We're happy that you gave us the opportunity to
Yeah,
interview you.
you're
So
Yes.
welcome.
yeah. Okay.
So
So a quick intro of our podcast is mostly about businesses trying to get small businesses in the in Vancouver area, just to interview them, just to understand how they came up and just tell them the success story. Because VanSuya is a very successful story. So we're just trying to understand how they became what it is right now.
yes.
Yeah.
So the first question is, how did Vancia come to be? Like,
Yeah.
what was your journey transitioning from?
Yeah,
From a ghost kitchen. I
from a
remember
ghost
when it
kitchen.
was a
Yeah,
ghost.
I mean actually from my basement suit.
Wow, I didn't even know
Yeah,
about that.
yeah. So, but it was, I've always wanted to be in business, even from Nigeria. But I was always telling God to like direct me on what I wanted to do, and all the things I used to daydream about as
Mm-hmm.
being a business owner was never food, But me loving food, I didn't know that, trying to cater for people and make people's bellies happy was what I was gonna do. But coming to Canada, and not knowing how to cook, you know, was a
Really?
welcome call for me because I thought I would come here and see so many black people, and
Mm-hmm.
it'd be easy to just go to one corner or one roadblock and see Nigerian mama puts,
That did not
but that
exist.
did not
It
exist.
didn't.
Even the skin people that are black, you can't even find them. So talk less about the food stuff.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
remember the first time they told me there's an African store here. I was super excited.
Uh,
I took a train to Syria, and I saw things that I haven't eaten, like plantain chips,
Mm-hmm.
but what's this bread called? Shortbread,
Oh,
oh
you
yes.
know,
yeah.
Nigerian drinks. I was like, damn, I really miss home.
Mm.
But over time, in my class in school, a lot of people miss the fact of having access to Nigerian food. So I remember in school, I was trying to do something with my classmates, and in one of the classes where we were trying to, make sure that we could enable African food to be brought to your doorstep, even if you're living in, in UBC or whatever it is. And that, showed me that there's a gap. We couldn't go on with that business idea because everybody, taking business risk after, just right after school was not good. Everybody said,
Yeah.
I want to settle down. I want to become a permanent resident.
Yeah.
I want to
There
have
was
work
no
permit, right?
demand.
Yes.
So business was not that kind of, opportunity that we wanted to take that, that step for. It was more of settling down and taking the next step in your career. So, but over time, COVID happened in 2020, and a lot of us were sent back home to work from home, and then some of us had opportunity to do things that
We
because we're
couldn't.
bored.
Yeah.
So I remember one of my friends telling me how to make suya, and I said, okay, after I
Wow.
work that day, I'll just go grab the things, how to make it, and I did it. I tried it. It was amazing. Give it to my girlfriend, who's my wife right now. I gave it to one of my buddies, Vanya, too, and we tried it. It was like nice. We can use this to bring the community together, and that's how I went
Wow.
on social media and posted. I was like, "Hey guys, what do you guys think it is the Suya Sports in Vancouver?"
Oh, that's
And everybody was like,
nice.
Yeah,
"Yes, yes,
we
yes, yes."
needed that. I
So it was
remember.
just right about time, and then we started the next weekend making from the house. We used the oven, grill the
Wow.
suya,
Yes.
and then go deliver it right after, and
Oh,
that's how we started. And from there we moved over to like a ghost kitchen, doing just takeout and Uber Eats, and then now opening a physical location.
Interesting.
So it's been amazing, but we did it because of the community. We found that there was a gap, and we
Yes.
needed that access to food. Imagine somebody just coming from Nigeria now and being able to order Nigerian food on Uber Eats. That's a
Mm.
convenience, right? We never had that
and also
probably.
in Vancouver, because I
Oh yeah,
know that was
Yeah.
one of the longest stay. Like
I'm
everything
sure.
was always in Surrey.
yeah,
We didn't have
exactly,
anything
yeah.
in Vancouver. So you
So
opened your first ghost kitchen in
yeah,
Vancouver. You were delivering to Burnaby. You were
yeah.
delivering
We
to
went we went as far as
anywhere.
Abbotsford sometimes,
Wow,
Wow.
that's
because we wanted everybody to just try
enjoy.
this
Mm-hmm.
thing, and and people miss suya because how we eat
Yeah.
suya in Nigeria, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it was just a way of bringing joy to people in the community, and we
Yeah.
wanted to make sure that we also put in Nigeria and our food on the map, introducing it to
Mm-hmm.
other people and other cultures. So
Mm.
that was part of how we
You
started,
started.
yeah.
Yeah. What did you study in school?
So, good question.
Yeah.
I did economics and statistics in
Okay.
undergrad,
Mm-hmm.
so but I didn't really like it because my dad, how Nigerian parents would tell you, I want you to be a
That's what you
doctor, I
have
want
to
you to be a lawyer.
do.
Mm-hmm.
So I did everything just to please him, and I didn't come out
Okay.
with the best of grades. So the guy was not happy about it.
Okay.
And I was right about that time I realized that I love business, and it was just
Mm-hmm.
not even business itself, but solving problems.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to when I left university, I opened a map. I started this thing called influencing, but
Wow.
I started Instagram page and a Facebook page. I grew followers there, like
Yes.
probably 3,000, 2,000 followers, and I was promoting people's businesses. So if you have
Oh,
a small
nice.
business, I would take maybe 1,000 naira for a week.
Oh, that was
And
in Nigeria. Oh,
yeah,
Oh,
wow.
okay.
so I'll take $1,000 a week. I'll promote your business. People, my friends would see it and love it and buy
Mm-hmm.
it. And that's how I was making like $10,000, 10,000 naira a week from just helping small businesses
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
to put them on my platform. Like I'll carry maybe somebody has a jersey. I'll wait. I was like, "Is it jersey not nice?
Yes.
Did you want to buy?"
Yeah.
Right. So we're
Promotion.
promoting and doing this
Well,
influencing
so you have
thing.
been in
Yeah. So
promotion
yeah,
for a very
a
long
long
time. Now
Yeah.
you're promoting.
Even when I was in university,
Yeah.
when they want to do a show,
Mm-hmm.
we are the popular ones, right? So they come to us and we promote the show. We wear the T-shirt, we share flyers, But I started off in politics though in school because I used to like canvass for vote. So that's how we ended up
Wow.
building and becoming like people's person. But now I wanted to come to Canada. I thought
Mm-hmm.
about what do I do to even advance my career and even what I really love to do. And that's how I came here to do my master's in business. So I do have
Did
Okay.
your MBA.
economics
Yeah.
background, and then I have a business
Business
background. Yeah.
background. Okay.
So the MBA helped you have this structure. Did it help or did you?
The MBA helped
Mm-hmm.
to an extent in the sense that it helped you understand the structure. So in business now, when you grow a business to a certain level, when you start managing people, there's different areas. There's operations.
Mm-hmm.
There's organizational behavior. There's culture. There's human resources that we also did. There's
Mm-hmm.
even e-commerce that helps you to even create a platform where you can it depends on what you're doing. If you're selling goods and services, just creating a website. In school they taught us how to create a website. Trying to understand your competitive analysis, all those kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
it did help in the big in the high level part. But there's nothing like going into the field to
Yes.
With the
learn and the
experience,
experience. But
yes.
it did help just to help build structures and be able to apply some of those things in strategy and how to take your company to the
And
next
also even
level.
with connections, because you
Oh
met
yeah,
most of your friends there
of course, like that's
probably.
the thing, like
Yeah.
that's the beginning of connection here. Because when you come to a new place like this, you need to get that social network. And one of the things that have really helped me so far in building a lot of things that I've done is social network, right? So some people are very friendly and they can connect with people and build relationship, but some people are just like, I don't want to be in anybody's business. I want to be, but for me, I'm, out there. I've always been like that, trying to be, friends with people.
Yes.
And then when you create a brand or a product, they're the first people that are going to support you because they're like a small sector, right? Yeah.
Community. Yeah. Just a quick question, how did you come up with VanSuya? Like,
Yeah,
was it
so
like we're making Suya in Vancouver, so we're just gonna call it
no, no,
VanSuya.
no. It's a very interesting thing. It didn't even take me more than 2 minutes to think about the name.
Wow.
Because I was
Yes.
like Vancouver,
Exactly.
Suya. So I was like, it was too long to be saying Vancouver Suya.
Yes.
So I just said Van Suya.
Yeah, that's it.
And
Yeah.
I just like, randomly just said Van Suya. And it was like, I was like, maybe it's better Vancouver instead of Vancouver
Yes.
Suya. I was like, okay, let's just do Van Suya.
2 minutes.
It
Wow.
was
Yes,
quick,
that was
very quick, and it
Right.
was, I think it was just a blessing. But I think everything was just right timing for us and everything. Because at the end of the day, it was not like we went to think about, how you go and do business plan. We didn't have a
Yeah.
business plan.
It just
It just
happened.
It just
did.
happened, right? Just from
Yeah.
excitement of saying, hey guys, what do you guys think about having a serious sport here?
Mm-hmm.
And people were like, yes, we need this, give it to us. We want to try this here. So that's how we started, and that's how the name was, decided. Yeah.
Nice. And then next question is, what's the most popular dish in the VanSuya menu right now? We can say.
Niger jollof for
Of
sure.
course.
It's always gonna be that.
Yeah.
Anytime I open the Uber Eats, it's always like popular
Yeah.
VanSuya.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Jollof.
jollof.
Yeah.
Then it says maybe fried rice,
Yeah,
but jollof rice is one
jollof
of the
for
top.
sure, right? Jollof for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody who's not tried Nigerian food, and when they ask you what should I try, it's jollof. And if you go to every occasion or every party or birthday, there
Yes.
must be jollof rice
Jollof rice.
for sure.
I'm
Yeah,
also going to give you the credit that you started the smoky jollof rice.
yeah,
Hey.
Before you, nobody in Vancouver was doing smoky
yeah.
jollof rice. So you started that.
I mean, it was just more of the party vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you go to parties in Lagos, oh my god,
This
I used to live in Lagos. So I'm like,
Yeah.
this is a one day kind of thing. When you eat the party jollof rice, you're like, damn, you want to scrape the pot.
Yeah. Now everyone else is now doing smoky jollof rice, but no
Yeah.
one still does it as well as
I mean, like,
Vancouver.
everybody has this unique recipe, right?
Yeah.
But we've tried our best to make sure that we try to be the first.
And
in
perfect
everything.
it.
Sorry, after your ghost kitchen, sorry, while you were doing your ghost kitchen, were you the one making the jollof rice, the smoky?
No, so that's a
Jollof.
very good question. So when we started, we were only doing suya, right?
Yes.
So now there was another lady who was doing something amazing. It was called Yummy Moi Moi or something like that. Some yummy foods. Now she was my very good friend. So when she started her business, I used to support her. And I knew her back from Nigeria way back, and she wanted to start business. She was also trying to like learn from me too. So when we wanted to expand, we said, you know what, we want to introduce more items, and we're gonna launch into the ghost kitchen. Now I thought about it from the business perspective that if we merge together, we can as well just serve different kind of new dishes, right?
Amazing.
So she was already. I didn't know how to make jollof rice,
Yeah.
so she knew how to do jollof rice,
Yes.
but it could be better. So we all sat down together,
Yes.
said how do we make this better and nice, and we've been improving over since we said. We hired. She came in and helped us with jollof rice, and then from there we added grilled fish,
Different.
barbecue turkey, different things and all
Different
that kind of
things.
stuff. And that's how we expanded the menu. But we did it based off because in the ghost kitchen we couldn't use it for so many hours because of the cost it was costing us. So we used to
Okay.
do like 4 hour, 20 hours a week. So part of that would
Oh.
be prep, marinating, and all that kind of stuff. And the rest hours would be to cook and then go out and do delivery. So we started really small, and as the demand and people asking for things, we were adding, and now we have so many items on the menu.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you tell us how, like, the journey from you going from your basement
Yeah.
all the way to Ghost Kitchen and
So,
all the way to your
yeah,
restaurant?
very good story. So when we started from the basement, my landlord. This is I've never said it in any podcast, but I feel like I'm very in the mood to say this. So my landlord actually did something very amazing. So I think my landlord was suspecting that these guys would do something in the
From
basement.
Hydro, probably your
I
Hydro.
don't know what he's going.
Yeah.
And then you know what he did? He actually sent one of his friends to purchase from us.
Okay.
So now it was so interesting that I was so excited. And this guy wanted to even meet me in person to know my plans and know how we're doing this business thing. So we gave him all the information, how we're using the basement to like cook. And
Oh.
that's just what the things we're scared of. We didn't want anyone to report
You're
to
probably
us.
hiding it at the
Right,
beginning.
yeah. So, but the demand was getting crazy. People were coming to the house to pick up. So anytime we see a Caucasian person, we're scared. I hope they didn't send it. Now he was actually Caucasian, but he was a little bit, maybe
With
mixed.
spice.
Yeah, so he actually went to tell the landlord. So the landlord actually called us like, "You can't do this before you burn down my house." So because of that, we had to start looking for alternative, and that maybe we would have still been in the basement, but God
Yes.
forbid. But we now thought about, okay, how do we make this more legal? How do we go through the process? So we now had to find a ghost kitchen, get all the certifications, register the business, the best way it should be. And then, we started off there. We started little from just even having to have a very small space where we're renting hourly to, a medium space to then we now have our own station where we can now do things 24 hours. But we grew slowly according to how our, the demand and the revenue and all that. And then, I was looking at my numbers one day. I was like, the money I pay Uber Eats for fees every month is enough to rent a whole location and be able to afford the rent and get people to come and experience dining and all that. So, we started looking for space to open a physical location, and we found one in Surrey. When I found the place, the rent was too expensive. It was about $15,000. And when they told me that, I was like, I don't think I can afford this, right? But I didn't let that hold me back. I believe that, we've been able to get here, 3 years. We can make this work. And then, we took up that place without any bank loan or any stuff.
So just from your profits.
Yeah, just from profit. So a lot of the profit we make, right from the beginning was we put back in the business. So I was also doing, maybe I don't know if you have those questions down the line, but maybe I can say now. But I was also like working too, right? So I didn't leave business.
Oh,
Yeah,
that was
I
one
have
of our
a
questions. When
question.
did you leave
yeah,
when did you make this your full
yeah.
time?
So I was doing it, part time. After work, I run to the kitchen, and then sometimes, I work from home now.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So, but I did make the decision after I had my first child. So
Okay.
now my son was born in July 2020. He's 3 years old now, so 2022. So after like 2 years, I decided to make it official. So I went for parental leave and I worked in the business for that 3 weeks. And I just realized that this
This is it.
this is what I wanted, man. I
No
was
going
like,
back.
I'm not going back. I'm not going back. And that's how it was. That was it. No going back after that.
Yeah.
So, but it was a tough decision, because, the fact that I used the profits in the business just to grow it back, so the little things were coming to my pocket. So, but, thankfully for my wife, she was able to go back to work to support. And at the end of the day, we were able to go through that phase. I remember in January, February 2023, that was my toughest time in business.
Wow.
I cried one time. I'm like, I'm gonna give up on
Why?
this because it was so. In business, when you start, there's a honeymoon phase. right? So there's a honeymoon phase where you start business, and this is what some people need to understand. And we as business owners, that time I didn't really know how that works. So when you start and you're very popular in the beginning, the first 2 years everybody's buying from you, like you're still buzzing, right?
Yes.
So it gets to a point that some people get tired of the food, or there's no new people coming in. So there's seasonal things now that happen in our industry. So we have season. Like for me, I don't make so much money in the summer because everybody's outside, right? In the winter,
Yeah.
people are inside. They can order a lot. Nobody's traveling as much as if you call 20 of your friends, some of them have even gone for vacation 2 times this summer, right? So we started feeling the seasonal drops that every restaurant feels during those periods, like when people don't have so much money after Christmas. People spend so much money, so
Like I'm not eating anymore.
yeah, I'm not
Yes.
right?
January,
So January, February,
February,
people were just spending so much money
New Year
again.
resolution. I'm
Yeah.
spending less. I am gonna be fit. No more eating out. I'm gonna be cooking at
Exactly.
home.
So we felt that effect of for the first time when
Yeah.
people made those decisions of not spending or trying to pay off their credit card as a new year, new me, right?
Yeah.
So that was where the tough time was for me. I was like, damn, can I keep on doing this? But I just, I kept on being positive about it. And so when things like that happen now, it's just like, oh, don't worry, we'll be fine. We just have to adjust.
I think that's what most
things.
people don't understand
Yeah.
about business, because people always say like the toughest part for business is the first 5 years.
Yeah.
Like the first 5 years is like the tough, and that's when most business fail. Like
Yeah,
the first
if you
5
can
years. So if you
survive
can't
3 years,
it,
I think you
good.
can do it, right? Because you should be able to have learned a lot in that first 3 years, especially if you're paying so much attention to your numbers, and you're understanding the business landscape and how to grow and what to do. Sometimes you can make wrong decisions, and then it can change the whole thing, upside down.
Was that what made you diversify? You were like, because now you're like doing parties.
Yeah,
You did so many things. Was
now, yeah. So it's also the same thing about how a lot of people have met me and said, man, shows not the happen for this Vancouver. What's the happen? A lot of people always said Vancouver, like almost all these artists don't like to come to Vancouver. And the truth is that some of them don't come because we don't have the numbers, right? I've been investing in the space for a while. I know how much I've lost, but the goal is the community we're building and that mental relaxation for people. Now, if I go back to when I was in university, I was a promoter. I used to promote for clubs. Yeah, the first time I saw the video was in a club. I have a picture of that way back. I saw a lot of artists like Whiskies or Runtown. They used to come to the club where I used to work. So I was that guy that I'm always used to. We promote events that happen, and we bring people from the university to come party and all that. So now I've been able to build a community. Now I also like to go out and enjoy and have fun. I'm like, instead of me flying to Toronto, Calgary, we can bring these guys here, right? So now we've been able to invest in doing events. First of all, we started in the first 1 year when we opened VanSuya, we were strictly doing clubs every Friday and Saturday.
We
right?
can tell from the aesthetic.
We were and then I got so tired of the club. kind of thing was telling on me. But we wanted to bring that feel so that we don't, when you go to Toronto, you don't miss home too much because it's almost like home, right?
Yeah.
If you go to Calgary here, you see a lot of restaurants, like options, events, right? If you go to Edmonton, almost the same thing. But if you go to Vancouver, like, why are we literally the only physical, like, we need to have more options downtown, New West, and all that. So creating those events was to be able to create that, to help people's mental health here, to be able to have fun and, make Vancouver have that, build that map, put Vancouver on the map for all these entertainers, right? Like today I posted something and Young John's manager is like, nice one. He's a great artist. You know what I mean? Like, it shows that we're bringing the right people for our people here to enjoy and have a good time, right? So, yeah.
Nice.
Okay, I'm going to build a question on your profit. Like, what was the year that you made your biggest profit, or you generated like profit? Because I know when you first started business, it might be at a loss for the longest time.
Sierra, you know this.
Stop!
I can say this now because the CRA knows it, but
Oh.
2024 was the first time
Wow.
the first time we
And you
made profit.
started
You made
2020.
profits
Yeah,
4 years
2024,
after.
yeah, 4 years
4 years
after.
Was
after
that before you launched
No,
VanSuya
as soon as we
business?
launched
main
the main
location.
location, so it was
Okay.
easier for us to, because now like you've understood the business a little bit. You've seen where the loopholes, where you can lose money and where you can adjust things,
Yes.
and it was just a no-brainer for us. And it gave us more. And they say in business, the longer the more you're consistent, the more people know about you. So now you've built a brand. People now, they know the words have gone around. So people come into town, they know who to go to. So we've had more customers over the last how many years. So it also helped and also introducing entertainment and other things also helped to boost our sales. Yeah.
Nice. So, 2024. So, will you say like you having like your physical location helped with your profits,
Yeah.
to maximize?
Yeah, it did because in the ghost kitchen there's a
Uber.
limitation, right? Now, because of the space, we don't have a big space, and it's a shared kitchen. You can't use so much equipment.
Oh,
So, but when you go to your own space, you can now launch so many menu items, and you
yes.
can try and do many things. Like now we have a gigi bread, we have meat pie,
Oh,
egg
I
roll.
saw that.
We
I
never
saw
had
that
those things,
video.
right? Even in Vancouver, we don't still have that because we don't have the capability to do that because of the space, right? So, but the ghost kitchen limited us a lot to setting because we need food warmers. We can There's no space to put more food warmers, but
Good.
over there, some of these are made fresh, so it's easier. So more items, more sales, and then more people coming in to dine in and have
Yes.
fun. So you can come and eat. You can plan to come and eat jollof rice,
Yeah.
but
But
you
you
can end
eat
up
more.
you
You
can end up
get
carrying.
more. Let me just go to VanSuya.
You can end
I was
up
like, I want this
carrying.
tiny thing. No, 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 no.
Yes.
I'll get meat pie. I'll
Yeah,
get
Yes,
all.
everything.
when you see egg roll, like she's an egg roll.
I literally I bought egg roll today. I went in there for puff puff and meat pie. I bought
That's what I'm
egg
saying,
roll.
right?
So
So, but if
yeah.
you're
The
doing it,
add-on.
if you're the ghost kitchen, you just order what you want, and that's it.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, I'm not adding any other one. You can
Yes.
delete. But when you go there, you see,
You
you see
see
somebody.
more.
I've seen where a customer say, "What's that person eating? Can I have it?"
Yeah.
But
I
you
see
know, I
that
was
looks. I was like, that looks interesting.
that
Can we
looks
do
nice.
that?
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know you have it. Oh, you have
Sure.
this. I'll take it to go. Right. So that helps to increase a lot of
Yeah.
sales and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. A question is there a dish you've always wanted to add to the menu, but
Yeah.
just having issues adding it?
I definitely will have one that I really wish I can put it on.
Put it in. Just let us know.
But it's Nkwobi, right? Now
Oh.
we had it before, but now the only thing is that because of the potash, right? So a lot of the potash they have here doesn't draw. So and potash has
Oh
it has a what's it called? I don't know. It's like a timeline. If you don't use it fresh,
Oh,
if
really?
it gets really, I don't know. But we've been struggling with that. So that's the reason why all the potash we have here are not really nice. And I even had to bring one from Nigeria, but before the thing came from the sea,
It's
it
gone bad.
was a little
damaged.
strong, like a stone, right? So that's what we've been struggling with. My chefs have done it so many times, but it's just what we're struggling with, and having that potassium, whatever, to be
Yes.
consistent, because that's the main ingredient for making unkobi,
Nkwobi.
right? So that's
Okay.
like one item that we tried it 2 weeks ago. She used her own ingredients,
Yes.
and I'm like, even if we use your ingredients for
It's not gonna work
what
next
if
time.
I was
Quality
like,
check.
if she wanted us to put it as a special, but I was like, what if the demand is high and your potage run out?
One
How are we gonna
else.
do it? People
True.
are like, why do we start the special? So that's one. Sometimes we struggle with these ingredients because a lot of the things you don't have here.
Yeah,
And,
you have to bring
yeah.
it.
So that's one thing I really wish because I
Wait.
really liked it when you made it.
Nice.
Yeah. Maybe you should like put it as just like a once a year special.
Yeah.
Just
You
put it
can do,
there. Try
yeah.
We
that.
wanted to do it. It's just she didn't have enough. The potash they had in one of the African stores wasn't so good. The one I brought from Nigeria that stayed 3 months on the sea wasn't great. Um, yeah. So and she didn't have enough
Yeah.
because her husband just came back from Nigeria and brought like a little one. So I didn't want to finish that stuff.
Yeah.
And when we do that, we're gonna do a lot of orders, right? So we don't want to make sure we have enough so that
Yes.
if somebody tries it today, they can eat it tomorrow, and they'll not be
Yes.
like, "Why did you really not put it in the menu?"
Exactly. Yes.
People will
People
fight
will be
you for that.
upset.
They'll be like, what happened? I
Yeah.
wanted.
So
Yeah.
we want to make sure that we don't make customers unhappy,
Yes.
and we keep that consistency going.
Okay. It's just weird that it takes 3 months. Why?
For shipping?
So when we ship, so it's cheaper now. When you ship with the sea, it's cost us about 7,500 per kg.
Sorry, what?
7,500 naira per kg.
Oh, no. What?
It costs us about 700,500
Per kg. That's still a lot.
Now, when you use the sea, you know how much it costs you? $350.
Wow.
But it stays on the sea
For a long time. For
For 3 months.
For 3 months. Is that the fastest? Or is it because?
Yeah, that's the fastest. But if you use air, like I ship probably 2,000 kg of items. Now, if I use 2,000 times 7.5, that's ridiculous. It's not even, that's even more than the cost of the product you buy.
That is crazy.
So you now say, you know what? I would just do sea park as full, maybe have a container, and then whenever it gets here, it gets
Is there where we can preserve it though? Like preserving the ingredients?
in the container. I mean, most of them are. I was the first time I was shipping potassium because I wanted to try the Corby thing, and I did not have any. I do use air, but I only use air for the yaji because that one can be on the sea for 3 months. It's gonna kick. It's gonna get bad and have those more cost. So usually I use the air for like things like crayfish. Yaji, and just mostly those ones when I run out of them. So the time I shipped the air, they already sent the potassium, so I couldn't get that early. But you can. That's why a lot of the African store items are expensive because they use the air.
That was one of our questions.
Yeah.
That's one of our questions.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe that would make sense then. I think what we're looking for it in the menu. Next year, hopefully, you've have that figure out.
Yeah, we should have.
We should
have. Hopefully, we should have had it on. We're still currently working on it. I told my mom. My mom helps me to do all the creation of things in Nigeria. She's in Ireland right now, so she's been there for like 2 months. So as soon as she comes back, she would be able to
figure it out. Okay. So next year would hold you to
No, not even next year. Probably like 2 months.
2 months. Okay,
that's nice.
Okay, so fall will hold you to that. Like, what is it on the menu?
Hold me to that.
Yeah.
Because we've tried. I just don't like. People have asked for it a lot, and I really wanted to do it, and it's just struggling with that.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, going to the more strategic questions.
Okay.
What was your hiring strategy when building your team? Because you have to build people you trust. Like you can't just get someone. What was the strategy?
So when I started, I wasn't good at hiring. I would say my process was not really the greatest because it was more of one man show. I was just the only person, and there was no rigorous process to make you first of all value the job. It was just more like, I need somebody. You're hired today, right? Now, some people, in the process of hiring or even managing people, you get to learn how to do that, over time. And over time, I started getting better and be able to source the talents, right? I think I have one of my team member who has been with us for more than 5 years now. He started as a student, yeah. So he's the longest staff so far. And sometimes we're lucky to get good people, sometimes we're lucky to not get people. But we've been able to, over the last 1 year plus, we have a very strong hiring process. I don't even get involved in the hiring
process anymore.
So it goes through the HR, and the line managers, and they have their different processes. So sometimes, I meet them. The other day, they hired somebody, and I was the one. I just came in, and we've not opened the restaurant, and the lady was ringing the bell, and I went and I was like, "Sorry, ma'am, we're not open." She's like, "I'm working today." And then I was like, "Damn, I've gotten to this point.
I don't know which getting hired anymore."
I was like, I've got to this point where I don't even, I was like, I'm so sorry, man. Because I was like, I thought I'd just give you 1 minute, let me go find out.
Confirm.
And I went, I was like, somebody started like, oh yeah. So I'm so sorry. Come.
Yeah.
And I said, I introduced myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so so this nowadays we have like strict processes where we hire people. There's a lot of, you know, process in terms of picking these talents from not only just submitting your resume, but understanding if you're the right fit and all that. But over time for me, but when it comes to my office team, like operations or marketing or any of the managers, I get involved in that hiring process because definitely they're reporting
More
to me.
leadership.
Yeah, more leadership. So we just sometimes we're lucky with the sport people that have most time we lot 3 people or 4 people in our team have grown from just starting from scratch to being top leaders, right?
Wow.
I rather
Do
promote from
that.
inside because you already know the system,
Yes.
and it helps for organizational
Growth.
behavior because when
Mm-hmm.
people see somebody from outside, they'll be like, I don't just know.
Oh yes, true.
Right, but we tend to hire and promote from inside, right?
Nice.
My precious manager started with me as a cashier in one of my
Wow.
events where we used to do outdoor stuff, and then from there she became admin, and then from admin she grew up to operations. Now she's operations manager. She's been with us for almost 4 years now.
Wow.
So yeah, so we kind of are lucky to get the right talent. Sometimes we miss hit or miss, individually depending on how people are. But it's amazing. We have amazing people in the team, and like I literally just provide money for or approve stuff these days.
Nice. That's
They run the show, and I'm grateful for them.
That's good.
It's nice to trust people.
To trust.
Oh yeah, of course. Like
At least it gives you peace of mind.
yeah, and one of the things that a lot of our African businesses don't like to do is empower people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, if you look at it, like
Back home.
99% of Nigerian restaurants in Canada or even back home, the owners are the ones at the front of the deck serving the food. I've done those
It's not
daily jobs.
scalable at that moment.
I've done those things. I can do that. I can do anything. I can cook. I can do everything now. I can cook that jollof rice. I can do everything. I train even my head chef, but um, you need to scale.
Yeah, it's not
Now,
scalable.
if you want to be a brand, or even like I have people messaging me every day for franchise. There's a family in Prince George asking me for franchise. I flew to Dallas, to Austin, Dallas 3 weeks ago. My guys is stopping me for franchise. I had to fly to go see, him personally and see how serious he is. So at the end of the day, when you build a structure as a company, when you empower people, but you now want to scale and become a global brand, it's now beyond you, right?
Yeah,
You have to empower people. Like I can literally not be my company for 1 month and nothing, everything was still going. I was sick for 1 week in the hospital. They didn't even know business was going on. So a lot of our people need to think about that. Don't be scared. Trust people, right? If people will be people. If
They're
need
bad
to,
people.
yeah, exactly. But organization is there's always good and bad. So by the end of the day, when you see the right people, you mentor them, you groom them, and you treat them right, they would also give it back to you. Like my head chef, it's she's the best thing that ever happened to me because the moment she came in, I used to help as much as I could, but she takes it as her own. She's been with me she's going to 4 years now. She's just amazing. She even recently she moved houses and she moved to the building just beside the restaurant. I'm like, this lady, just gave me VanSuya. That's to show you how committed she is, right? She's amazing, and she helps to also build her team in the kitchen because I don't really work with a lot of them anymore. So the leadership team now helps to manage, take care of them in terms of like if they are not feeling okay, when it's something that they have to tell me. When I'm aware of it, like when people are sick, we send them care packages and they're surprised. So we make sure that we give our best, and also give them trainings, right?
Yes.
Like we constantly do training. I always tell my leadership team, I'm not begging you. You're not paying for the training. You just give me the training. The government will pay for it. So I always make them want to learn to grow. I tell them it's not only for me, right? It's you. Even if you gain the certification in this company, but when you move on, like when my executive assistant, her last day was 2 weeks ago, I felt like crying because she started from not knowing how to do that role
Yeah.
to almost being like me, you know what I mean? Like, and now she's moving on to another job. I know that this guy's got an asset.
And
You know what I
assets.
mean? Because I've
Yes.
seen her from baby step to
So,
being more like an executive, and she can become a leader, in any organization and take up that challenge, right? So
yeah, that's good.
yeah.
And just regarding the hiring strategy, does like ethnicity, do you take that into consideration? Like, do you just want it to be all Nigerians,
No,
Africans?
no.
That's one thing we've noticed. We found like there was one time we went there, we found someone that was like, "Wow,
Yeah,
that's not
yeah. My
Nigerian."
first restaurant manager was an Indian guy. He had
I think
about
I saw the Indian
yeah,
Yeah,
guy.
he said the
Yes.
he had
Indian.
about
Yeah.
15 years experience in the
Mhm.
industry. Yeah, so we've had servers who are divers. We have people who are, we have people in the back of the team. We even have a Canadian guy who we just hired recently. There's a Filipino guy. There's somebody from Ghana. There's another lady from Cameroon. So
Okay.
we're like, but technically there's some, like the Ghanaian lady we hired. She didn't know so much about Nigerian food. We had to do training, right? And then she knows things now, right? But we don't really look at that, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's good. I think we add this question because if you go to most, like for example, Korean restaurants or even Chinese, you
Yeah.
only see the exact same people.
Yeah.
When you go to Vansu, you're seeing a mix of people,
Yeah.
and it's very empowering and
But the
nice.
truth is that when people like if and I don't blame those restaurants because
Yep.
it's how we like if we put up an ad now we see more Nigerians apply for the job because they feel like they understand the cuisine, is they're familiar with it. Unlike when a Nigerian goes apply for a Korean
Yes.
restaurant, except you love the food, you already know what the cuisine is about. So it's sometimes because of
The
the kind of
familiar.
it's like
Familiarity.
easier for you to build in and
Yes.
work with a team because you're working with your people.
Yes.
But for us,
You don't
we don't really look at that. So sure, we've had different people. We've had Canadians, even Black Canadians were born here.
Yes.
As long as you're able to do the job, you have the experience, we want you.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what matters.
Good.
Okay, so we have a question on your starting capital. So you said you didn't have any capital, basically.
Yeah,
So
I mean, capital for sure was like just
Savings.
go as you go.
just buying the fresh ingredients, right? Like the meat, the parts. But again, you sell and you make money, right? So maybe we made like $500 profit. We don't put that in our pocket. We make sure we use it as a reserve because when you start running a business, the first thing when you start a business is to think about what's your goal. Some people start and want to make money, but you look at the growth phase, and because I was working 9 to 5. Now I'm still making money, so it's not like I'm not having any money. So I'm not so eager to even. So, but the growth phase is important because now I didn't want to take anything from my salary to pay people. I wanted to make sure that even if I'm taking money from my salaries for like a cost, like maybe we want to buy like a big fridge that we don't have money for, something that would help to bring more money for the company,
Business.
but not like we're using it to do some
For like
things. And
operating
yeah.
costs.
yeah, because the goal was make money, save it up, use that for like a little bit of operational cost. And
Yeah.
when we want to do like maybe we want to buy a bigger pot just to cook more, and then we can say if we don't have enough money, we take from our. So, but capital was just one-time capital. The rest was just like we using the cash flow from the business.
So did you get any funding from anyone to support the
No funding.
No funding.
Up to now, I haven't gotten any funding
That's
except from like
good.
maybe
Wow.
DoorDash giving me a $10,000 grant for Black Food Energy.
Okay.
And TD Bank actually. Shout out to TD Bank.
TD.
Love
They gave me quite a few amount of money, not so much for operating costs when I opened the restaurant.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, so now there's a whole lot of challenges that we face as a Black business here, especially if you're not born here. A lot of us came from Nigeria and we've not built a lot of credit score to be able to access so much funding, or because we have not stayed in this country for too long, right? Imagine a kid who was born here, who got a credit card as
Wasn't through
early
the
as
system.
18,
Yeah.
and me coming here maybe at 25 or 24, and still trying to get my life to go anywhere. But again, the banks are very amazing. They are helpful, but they're very, very careful with restaurants. So especially if you've not been in business for 5 years, they tend to like be careful.
Oh yes,
But
that's
yes,
true.
but once you hit like now the banks are
Calling you.
send me that
Do you want
number.
some loans?
I'm
Do
like,
you want some stuff? Or
like,
usually no.
yeah,
They don't
so
support
like the other day
you.
one
True.
organization gave me some money. I'm like, she was convincing me. I said, I don't need this money.
Wow.
So you know what I mean? Like I've learned to build that culture of trying to use the same money from the business to grow the business. So except I want to do a huge expansion plan, I'm even like, oh, should I still spend from the bank because I don't want to owe the bank anything,
Yeah.
right? Like you don't owe the bank anything, right? But at the end of the day, as you grow,
You
you
need
need that
to.
investment,
You
right?
need to.
Yeah. So maybe down the line we might be calling some people watching this who have some
For
For
money to
funding,
investment.
invest.
come fund
Yeah,
VanSuya.
right.
Down the
So
line,
down the line.
we want VanSuya to expand.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Which is one of our
Expand.
questions. Basically, do you plan on expanding?
Yeah.
You're
And
calling. I know
how?
you exactly.
Yeah, expansion is in our plan very soon. There'll be some new announcement, but we want to expand. The goal is my goal is to become the king of the West Coast.
Yay.
And then before we can think of going to
Calgary.
other parts, so we're working hard. Economy is really tough right now for some things, but we're on the pipeline trying to get more locations and all that kind of stuff. Because even the Vancouver people are already angry with me already. Like,
They
what's
need
going
more
on?
menu. They need more
Like,
items.
what's going on, bro?
They need
Like,
more
people drive away
items.
from Vancouver and they
Come
be like,
like have a
you made me
location.
drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vancouver, New
Yeah,
West.
so
Yes.
we're trying our best. We looked at some other sport. We'll get more locations before the next 1 year. We should be able to have opened 2 or 3 more
I do you
locations.
plan
In
on
Vancouver, Greater
Yeah,
Vancouver.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
you're going to
yeah,
conquer Greater Vancouver because
yeah, yeah,
we need one not in Surrey. We
yeah,
need a sit down restaurant in like Burnaby,
yeah, yeah. We're
Coquitlam.
yes.
working on it hard, very hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, we had one already, but it was not mine, and I just let it go
Which
because.
one?
So we were about to buy a restaurant on Davies Street. Yeah, it was
Where is
very.
it? Is that downtown?
That's
Yeah.
downtown.
It was
Oh
just very close to UCW over there, right?
wow.
But you know, it was just
It wasn't. It wasn't. It
when we were
wasn't.
doing
It.
our due diligence, we found something that didn't work out for us.
Okay.
Oh,
It
okay.
wasn't meant to be.
We just had to pull out, but it was painful to me because I was already like
You were so excited.
we were supposed to open September 1st.
Oh,
This
Yeah,
year.
we're supposed to
Wow.
Belfast, right?
yeah.
That's where we're supposed to take over and everything, but yeah, it was not meant to be.
It wasn't
So,
meant to be.
but we're still working on seeing how we can get some.
We want one in downtown for sure. Like
Yeah,
downtown.
of course.
We
Yeah.
want one in we want one
Downtown
every
and like you
Yeah.
said here, like
Yeah, I
Burnaby
mean,
area.
Burnaby deserves one.
Yeah.
New
US
West
deserve
deserves
one.
one.
We all deserve
Yeah.
one. All the major
Yeah,
cities deserve one.
we know that there's a great even New West.
Mhm.
I was meeting with the city people and they're like, come, Kiki, come and invest in New West.
Yeah.
New West is a great place. It's
Yes.
central. You can go there
You
everywhere.
said yes.
And I'm still like, trying my best to see but my goal is Vancouver first because I think it's long
Downtown.
overdue.
Yeah.
Okay.
You started there. You
Yeah.
have to have
Yeah,
a
those
sit
guys
down
are not happy
restaurant
at all.
there. Yeah, you started
A lot
there.
of people beg us like, can you just send me 5 minute buy? And I feel for them when
My
they
friend
do.
always orders
Come.
in Burnaby, and she's always like, "Oh, I'm ordering." Then she orders. She's like, "Oh, it's the Surrey location. They didn't deliver it to Burnaby." And she's like, "Oh, they don't have the menu that I want in Vancouver."
Very
So she's
limited,
always
right? So
like, "Oh, I
but
don't
we're
like
trying
this."
our best. We're trying to see, as much as we can to expand and do more.
Yeah.
Even the US is calling
Dallas.
us. Yeah.
Dallas is calling you for
Yay.
franchise.
US is calling us for sure.
We're
Wait, sorry,
hoping,
you said sorry.
we're hoping you like expand soon. We
Yeah,
want the restaurant.
I think it's no longer overdue.
It
We're definitely gonna do we're overdue. And even the banks, everybody is in support of that. So
That's
it's just
good.
more of getting to find the best location that works for us and all that.
So sorry, is the menu different for people in Surrey and like
is.
and
Yeah,
Vancouver?
it's
It is
very limited in
limited.
Vancouver. Very,
Why
very
is
limited.
that?
So because of production, right now in the shared kitchen space, we just have a 10 by 10 station. Now, based on food safety, you have to have a food warmer that can contain and keep all the stuff, the temperature, right? And the the equipment are shared, so people book them. We're not able to use. Sometimes we want to use the fryer. Somebody has
Oh,
booked it, right? So we can't do as much we
indeed.
can there than when you have your own facility. You have your own. Everything's to you, right? The fryer, the fridge is all yours. So a shared kitchen is like a shared space. So we share a lot of things.
Okay. Oh, I thought like if someone from Vancouver is ordering, they ordered from the Surrey
No.
No,
location.
it
So
was
what we do is,
chicken.
so what we do now is that a lot of the food, all the foods are made in Surrey. So we
Yes.
move in every afternoon. We have a driver
Okay.
who comes and picks up the food hot and sends it to Vancouver. And then at the end of the night, we bring it back too, right? So, but we cannot, because we don't have enough space to produce a lot of things. That's why we don't have a lot of many items. For example, now when we do meat pie and ergo, we need to display it in a hot holding stuff, but we don't have
Okay.
space to do that,
Yeah.
right? In that location because the station is already full,
True.
right? So, but when we have a physical location, we can have everything, anything and anything.
Wait, so
available.
sorry, is the ghost kitchen? I thought people just order on the ghost for ghost. People can actually go in there and.
No, people just order to go.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So people go there and just order it and grab it. Some people don't use the
Okay,
app
okay.
because they just want to.
It's cheaper that way,
Yeah,
probably.
it's cheaper, it saves them some costs, or they're just in the area and they don't
Close
want to
by.
use Uber Eats. They just call and the store just order takes the order from them. Yeah.
Okay.
So to that, you'll see
Yeah.
me tomorrow.
Okay.
So just about your growth. So do you ever plan? Do you want to grow like owning another location or franchise? Are you open to franchise?
So I'm not yet in that space for franchise, but I'm open to open another location that I can manage myself because I feel like sometimes franchise can make or break a company.
Yeah, because someone else could, or
yeah.
has the power to do anything,
Yeah.
and the image.
Yeah. So, but a lot of the opportunities is even if I'm going to do a franchise or the kind of business model I'm going to do is probably for example, if I open in Dallas, I could own probably 60% and the person owns 40%. So there's a sense of ownership, but it's technically using my brand, but I'm not technically investing any cash, but I'm investing, giving my brand, but you're a part owner, but I make the decisions that you know how things work and you learn the business, right? If you tend to want to do something, open another because the guy I'm trying to work with he's not really strong in the restaurant business, but he has the cash. He wants to own his businesses, but he's not ready to run the businesses, right? So, but in terms of franchise, it's a very hard thing to do. But being part of the ownership of that, maybe Prince George VanSuya would help, but not franchise because when you do franchise, it's hard to like, especially our people.
Especially if, like that's when you would hear that. Oh yeah, this VanSuya in the
Don't go there.
Don't go there. The entire.
Have you guys watched the McDonald's story? What's the name
No.
of this movie again? Oh my god! I'll see if I can send it to you guys. It's on Netflix. It's the McDonald's story, how McDonald's started and how they used to do franchise. And the guy who actually owned McDonald's, he was a franchisee,
Wow.
right? So what he did was he was aggressive. He's a sales guy. So what he wasn't happy with what the owners of
McDonald's.
McDonald's were doing. He was not bringing money, so the guy was he opened his location, they did different things, and those owners were angry. But he's a very powerful guy. Maybe you should watch it. I won't tell you the story too much, but it just shows you how sometimes franchise can make or break a company, right? But he was able to buy the company off those guys at the end of the day because they lost control of him. You can't control so many things.
Okay. Then, is there a business decision you regret, and what would you like to do differently?
Business decision. There are quite a few that you've made, but one I recently talked about now is I have a beverage company. I don't know if you guys had it.
You know what? I had an argument with her at one point. I told her that I was like, oh yeah. She showed me. I was like, oh yeah, your what's the name?
Ibisberry.
Ibisberry. And she was like, I was like, no, it's for Ekaose. VanSuya owns it. And she's like, no, it's in Calgary.
Yeah, because I'm like, it's everywhere. Like,
I was like, no, I know it's Vans. Like, the person that
No,
owns
yeah.
VanSuya owns this.
I
And
was
she's like,
that day. I was very surprised.
she
Like,
argued
wow.
with me. I had to Google. I had to show her the proof.
I
She's like,
I was very proud of it. Like, honestly, I'm like,
Yeah.
wow,
So
this is amazing.
I started that
Yes.
in 2022,
Mhm.
and it went well. It's still going well,
yes.
but one of the just to answer the questions, one of the biggest mistakes I've made was so I made a very wrong strategic decision on how I wanted to launch one of the products, and for me it was more like I believed so much in I felt like this product was gonna do the best.
Yes.
And it didn't do well, and we had to recall the product. So I did make a ginger version of the hibiscus drink before, and it didn't do very well in the market. And we lost a lot of money because it expired, and we had to like trash that. And then I launched again another 3 more flavors, and I launched one that was not accepted. But I felt like so those decisions are things that I regret. So currently we've not been producing for a while because we're trying to go back to the drawing table, even with the new tariff stuff. We're trying to go back to the table and say, okay, now we've understood a little of the space, we've made mistakes. How do we also make it cost effective? Because when I started, I didn't care. Like usually when I start business, I don't care about profits. It's just more of I need everybody to know about this product, and I want it in the hands of everybody, right? And we used to produce it in Calgary, so that's where you could see it. It was everywhere in Alberta, like Safeway, Sobeys, African stores, and then Remedy Cafe in Edmonton and all that kind of places. I love that fact of me going to sell, but over the course of time, with some little mistakes in decision making, I've gone back to the drawing table, and we were working on how we're gonna scale the product. Yeah, we're gonna launch, and still thinking every day. I'm like, because it costs a lot of money to do R&D, like just to make those drinks, it cost me over $50,000. Just not even producing, just to formulate the product.
Because you have to make sure that the tasting.
Yeah,
I know at one point your formula changed.
Yeah. So we like that's when I relaunched again, I changed the formula, and every time I change the formula, now this is where it gets very interesting. Now there's a first sample they will send to you. Now, if you don't like that sample, and you tell them to go and do it again, it's more work, right? Because they're very expensive. They go to these are lab scientists. These are not just like roadside guys, right? So they do a lot of testing. The formulas are really, if you see the way they send you the formulation for you to like, I can't even. I have to send it to like a production company. They know how to do the ABV, whatever, right? So it's interesting, but making decisions on the kind of flavor profile can ruin or make the product. I remember when I made the original Zobo product, I told them to make it very fizzy, right? And when Nigerians tried it, like, no, this is not Zobo, right? Because Nigerians they don't drink Zobo when it has gas fizzy, right? It's very flat. Now we're reformulating and we're trying to make it very flat. Now the reason why we make it fizzy a little bit is because of the shelf life. So people don't know that because hibiscus is very organic fruit, and if you leave it in a can, it can evaporate. When I started it, I used to make it in a plastic cup, and then we did an R&D. We left it for a couple of days. It exploded.
Oh wow!
Because of the fresh pineapple and all that stuff. Because now, so a lot of that led to us making it a little bit carbonated, so that it increases the shelf life through. There's a process now I forgot. There's a process they do in the production a technique. But yeah, so making the wrong decision in the profile and the flavor profile has been one big mistake I've made. And every time I look back and I'm like, I was in Dallas, I was in North Carolina 3 weeks ago for my investor's wedding, and the guy's like, "Ike, what are we doing?" And I'm under pressure because I want to, I have investors, so I have to make sure that they're happy, right? When you have other shareholders, right? So that's the only company I've given out shares to.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, we're in the drawing table. We're trying to figure out, should we produce in America or should we produce here in Canada because of the tariff and all that.
Yeah, you
Right?
have to like go back to because
Yeah,
with our Trump in power
yeah,
right now,
yeah.
yeah, tariffs.
So we're back in the drawing table because of a little bit of wrong decisions, and we spent so much money on marketing, like a lot of money.
Yeah.
All the investment money went into marketing.
I think that's why we couldn't find it today.
Yeah,
Because
that's
we were
why.
looking for
Yeah,
it. And
even my customers are asking for me every day.
I was looking for
A lot
it.
of them like it, especially the
Yes.
pineapple flavor
Yes.
was the best one.
Yeah.
But we're coming back. We also have,
Can't wait.
I would say something about.
Maybe you should go into like the kombucha hibiscus, like something.
Yeah,
Go
I
into
think
that.
kombucha. I don't know if it's, to be honest, like kombucha was a good idea. A lot of people told me because when we launched it, people were like, what category should we place this? Is this a kombucha? And we said no, because kombucha is fermented, right? And there's no
Yeah.
fermentation in our process, so we can't
Okay.
claim that.
Yeah.
Now, kombuchas are really healthy because of how the process is and how people, I don't know, the healthy people that know how to count calories and all this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But because of the hibiscus process, we cannot claim kombucha. But now, even doing a kombucha beverage, it's a little bit technical,
Okay.
right? Because I don't know if you've looked at the kombucha process, but it's a little bit very technical. And you don't have a lot of companies that can fit that production technique. Because even when I relaunched my product from a plastic to a can, I had to go reformulate again because it has to fit the production technique. Usually before I used to boil it in hot water and then put the sieve, but now you're not doing it differently. So this is a whole buggy, but I don't want to bore you guys. It's a lot
Wow.
of production things. But I learned a lot from that and I'm still learning, but we're coming out strong. We got some.
Yes.
I think when we launch the new stuff, it's gonna be
Yeah,
fire.
I can't
Can't
wait. I
wait.
can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna
I
be
like
fire.
the ibis berries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks. Oh, you lived in Calgary before?
That's how I knew
did.
about.
She saw it in
I
Safeway.
wasn't.
She's like, it's in
Yeah,
Safeway,
because
it's
I didn't know
everywhere.
about VanSuya because I wasn't here.
Yeah.
I stood in Calgary, so like that was how I knew
shit,
you.
man. I didn't know we made that impact like
Oh,
that.
you
It
did.
was
You
because she's
did.
like, oh, my sister goes there. Like we take the
We
from
drink
Safeway, and
it.
I'm like,
Yeah,
it's in
that's why I was
Safeway.
surprised because I saw it in Safeway every so like okay,
Yeah.
oh it's Nigerian.
We
I
were
was
in 300 stores. 300 stores.
That's
300
good.
stores in
in
Alberta.
Calgary.
Calgary, about 200.
Wow.
Vancouver, about 100 plus. Yeah.
Nice.
And then we were just about to launch into Whole Foods where we ran out of products.
Oh.
Yeah, and we're still on their catalog. I'm still praying they don't kick me out.
No, they won't.
Because they keep on urging. I'm like, I'm out of stock. I'm out of stock.
They wouldn't.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going into the nightlife aspect of the question. What made you incorporate nightlife? I know you touched upon it at the beginning.
Yeah.
What made you incorporate
I
nightlife?
mean, a lot of these guys who are in the entertainment space who use a lot of these Caucasian event centers, they struggle because sometimes the owners tell them, even if they're playing Afrobeat, they'll tell them mix it up with different music. And sometimes it bores a lot of our people. So, when I was able to create a platform on the sport, I felt like, this is the best time to also support our local talents. From VanSuya, we've discovered a lot of DJs that have started from just playing at my nightlife, and now they're playing for different locations and they're bigger people now. So I wanted to be able to make sure that we have that feel of home. Like you come in at night, it feels like you're in Lagos. Some people say it feels like Red Room.
Yeah, so like
and you
Lagos
listen to the
night.
music, the DJs, and then you can eat food too.
Sure.
So that's how we started, just to make sure that people are excited and bring that Nigerian feel from home back here. Yeah.
What are the highs and lows of having a nightlife?
So the highs is like when you're the only sports, you go over capacity, you get fines by the city. And everybody goes home happy that they had a good time, but you go home crying that you're gonna pay fine.
You have to pay the fine.
Yeah, we got fined $7,000 for one of our events when we celebrated our festival.
Why? Is it because of the
because we went over capacity.
The noise?
Over capacity. So we have so people see my sport as a very big sport, but because of the fire code, they know how they count how many people should be in a room based on when there's fire, how they expect people to evacuate. So when you go over that number, you put everybody in public safety, right? So when they come and they see that number, but it's beyond us because everybody wants to go inside. You can't
Yeah.
drive people home,
Yes.
right? Now that's the only spot in Surrey, and everybody feels like this way they can feel home, right? And then it's beyond us, right? But the good part is that we're able to, when I negotiate with artists, I have a spot to bring them to. I don't have to beg people downtown. And that's one of the good things. And we see how we're excited, meeting their favorite DJ or favorite artist, and people just meeting their loved ones too, right, and all that too, right?
Yeah.
Too, yeah.
I think most people always say that sometimes, like for the nightlife, the promotion, how do you promote it, like so that people hear about it?
Now, when we started the nightlife, I wasn't into the promotion because I was focused more on the restaurant. So I did have a guy a DJ who was involved in promoting what we had. It was called CS Saturday. And they tried their best in promoting with social media and everything, but we didn't really put the best we could in promotion that I know now because I wasn't really into that, right? So, but again, a lot of people get to hear about us because we were bringing, we allowed the East Africans to do events at our sports. We even did one. We brought Worship Fire for major leagues and all that. Major leagues or something like that. But we just diversify. I brought an artist from Uganda. So we try to get every African to feel like it's home.
So it's not just Nigerian.
No,
It feels
not
like
just Nigerian.
it's an African restaurant,
Oh, yeah.
not a Nigerian restaurant.
Yeah,
you want to feel more homely for.
Yeah, I've had Kenyans do a pop-up at the venue, and the people came in. I was like, wow, and I had their beer.
Wow.
So they were so excited, and they told their friends. This morning they started coming eating for dinner. October 11th, I have a Kampala night. One of my biggest nights I do in the year because those guys are very supportive. They buy a lot of alcohol.
Wow.
Yeah, so we give the opportunity for other Africans to feel the place as home for nightlife and all that. Yeah.
Okay. What would you say brings more success? Nightlife, Ibisberry, the restaurant itself?
Nothing can take the food from the
So it's
from
the
the table
food, it's
now.
a restaurant.
But yeah, the restaurant is a very constant revenue stream. But now the nightlife is also very good because of alcohol sales and all that kind of stuff. But again, the food for sure, because that's like what everybody. I rather eat than drink. Even if I want to drink, I'll eat first.
I eat first.
Right? So a lot of people would always come their stomach infrastructure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to let Amira take the next question about vegetarian because
so I think one more question, one more last business question before we do hot takes. The last one is in terms of like your customer base outside of Nigerians, is there more like, are people like into Niger food?
Oh yeah. Creating that space has helped us build a lot of hype about the Nigerian culture and food. We've had people from nightlife just come to enjoy the good music, and I have one of my customers always messaging me, "Do you have anything happening tonight? My sister's coming to town." But in terms of like diverse people coming, we have a lot of people.
A lot
of people coming. Like even on Monday, we had a reservation for 20 people. It was a mixed crowd. We've had some people do their birthdays. Like it's exciting. There's a customer of mine that always comes with like anytime he comes like EK, he always make me happy because he comes in, he sees a Caucasian person or somebody.
Yeah, that's what
anyway, he's like, damn, you're really putting us on the map. Right? We do have. I have one of my customers. He's married to a lady from Hong Kong. She has a touch of Nigerian blood. That woman one day was fighting for meat pie. The last one. You see this woman say, no, it's my meat pie. And she's not Nigerian, right? But so it shows you that how we're introducing the culture because she loves meat pie from Nigeria. So she's like, I was like, no, I don't want to do that. She's arguing who will take the last meat pie. Now it's fun to see those things, and we see other people come, reservations, people do birthdays, people bring their mother-in-law, their girlfriend, dad. It's exciting to see us have a diverse crowd.
I like that.
Good. So now we'll go into the final section, which is hot takes. Would you ever consider adding the vegetarian options into your menu?
She's vegetarian.
Because I'm a vegetarian. So.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Every time she goes, she's like, oh, they add broth.
They add like
broth. I can't eat that.
Meat broth to like the food.
So very good question. Just before I got into the busy season, a friend of mine did a birthday for 50 people in the restaurant, and she brought a diverse group because she was born here. Now she's African by
Yes.
background, but in that group was a lady who actually helped me to get into the ghost kitchen. Her name is Asha, um, from Kula Kitchen. So she does vegetarian
Oh, you know
meals.
Kula.
Yeah,
I
Kula
know
Kitchen,
her,
right?
yes.
Yeah. So what she did for me, because we had a group of people that were non-vegetarians, that were vegetarians, I mean, and she brought some of their curry goats. So we made some vegetarian meals that are a little bit inspired by African stuff. So we made like a curry stew, no broth or anything.
Yes.
Nice. We made like goat spinach. Nice.
Okay.
And we served it with them. They scraped the plates. This was like
Yes.
no curry, nothing, just like salt and just making sure we make it a little bit tasty. And they loved it. Now I told her, I think, and then we made like a goat suya, like with the vegetarian goat. It was
Tofu.
no, she has a
She has
She has
her own.
she has a
Okay.
goat that is like, it tastes like gold, but it's not gold. I'm serious. It's flavored like gold.
Yes.
And then we put suya in it, and it was amazing. And I told her that we should launch this on our menu. And she has this product. So she told me that once I'm done with my busy season, probably in September, October, we should sit down and introduce some of those things, because I think that it's going to be a very strategic win for me.
It will.
Yeah,
It would attract a lot of people to even come and dine in, because even if they are 1% or 2%, but it's still revenue that we get. And then if people feel that they are comfortable, they know that there's a go-to vegetarian spot that can feel their vibe and everything. We have you as a
I will
customer.
be
I think it's just
excited.
one or two items on the
Yeah,
menu.
but we do have things like puff puff.
Yes, you went good. I can eat
Fried
puff puff, egg roll.
That's one
Yes.
thing she can eat.
Fried
But the
yam.
food itself, I'm like, I want to eat.
A lot of people that come that are vegetarians, when they order, their food is very tiny. The lady that came from Seattle, a big magazine, they came to interview me, and I was showing them the Nigerian food, and she's vegetarian, and her partner was eating all the good stuff.
That's basically anytime I go, I'm eating everything. She's like, oh, I cannot eat
And then
this.
she's like, my food is too small. I'm like, I don't have so much vegetarian food, right?
You need more menu.
Yeah, so I think that would be a good thing,
yes.
because Kula is a very good friend of mine. I really respect what she's doing. And I think with that collaboration, we can be able to introduce that. Yeah.
And that would be great when you open the Vancouver
Yeah.
location. A lot of them, they are like
no. It'll be a no
vegetarian.
brainer in the Vancouver area, because a lot of them don't have so much of that's even flavorful, like our stuff. And when she made it and I tasted it, I'm like, are you sure you didn't add Maggi or anything? Like, perfectly nice.
Yes.
And the lady, our kids are vegetarians. We asked for more. And we're like, we have enough. Don't worry. We don't cook so much for. We know you guys are not so much is enough, right? But that was a good step for me to realize if that was a good thing for us to add and be. I was like, this is a no-brainer. Imagine vegetarian suya.
Please.
You probably use like mushroom or something.
It was not mushroom. This is real gold. Like, I don't want to call it real gold, but we'll Google it and see what the goat
What
is.
type of meat it is.
But it's
What
like,
is it
she
made
has
of?
chicken and she has goat.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay, that's
So when you eat, even me eating it, because one time like that, she made it for me and I ate it with jollof rice.
You couldn't tell.
It was nice. If you're a very healthy person and you're making sure you're not eating too much of meat or whatever, it would be. It's not bad. It's something I can eat.
Okay, that's
very
good.
well. Even me that like meat, I'll eat it a lot. Right?
Yeah. Okay, so in the future, vegetarian
vegetarian menu.
Something in the future. We're waiting for that. Okay. The other question we're about to ask you is, what is your strategy behind the ambience of the physical space you have in Surrey? Because most people, honestly, the feedback I hear from people is like it's just like very red. It feels like a dungeon.
No, very good question. So now the way it's looking was how I would have loved it to be much better than that. First of all, now with a lot of financial constraints that we had, we just had to work with what we have, because now the banks didn't want to give us money. We were running out of time in opening because I had like 2 or 3 months free rent, and I cannot not open and pay $15,000 without even generating revenue? How much is my Vancouver location generating? So we were running out of time. So we just had to make do of what we have, and that's what we created an ambience. To be honest, you know, and there's a lot of development going on in that street area. So we don't even know how long we're gonna be there for too long. But guess what? When we open the Vancouver location, it's gonna be a no-brainer. It's gonna be somewhere that when you go in, you're gonna be like, damn, is this a Nigerian sport?
I'm Nigerian.
Because I've actually, realized that, I had to do it to start, right? But now the next one has to be something that I have to, you have to be able to write home about, right?
Yes.
So, technically, if you look at my idea when I was trying to build it, that's not what I want.
One thing I actually like about it is that you said progress over perfection.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to progress. You have to do something.
I just have to make the move.
It doesn't have to
right?
be perfect, but it's progress.
Because if you know when I started, I had like tablecloths. I just bought some cheap tables. And I just managed. I was like, I don't want to put the seats. So I used a tablecloth to cover it, just because we just had to keep it running. Right?
Progress.
Now, as you grow, you now have. Now I started buying more nice tables that are all the same colors.
Like a interior design.
Yeah, I even called a guy to. I have a new booth for the restaurant that's been made. It's just that I want to sell the whole booth to one person. So if you go to Facebook Marketplace, you see that my boots are for sale. But I don't want to sell it half because now I need to change it. The guy has to come in and do it in a whole day. So I need everything out at the same time. So the carpenter guys always calling me, Ike, have you not sold your boots? So I'm already trying to work on changing some things. But at the end of the day, we just have to go on what we wanted to do, and that's how we had that. Right?
Yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. We're almost at time, so I'm just gonna have one last question for you. Basically, is to people that are starting a business, people always overthink it. What would be one advice you would give them?
Don't use it against me. I feel like when you want to start a business, the most important thing is to believe in what you're trying to do.
Okay.
Right. Sometimes you don't necessarily have to have a business plan to be able to say. Now, people say have a business plan. It's good, but you can discover a business plan probably down the line. As long as you know what you're trying to achieve, the problem you're trying to solve, the value you're trying to create, you're good, right? That's like the main piece. If you don't know your value while you open a business, or what are you trying to solve? Are you trying to solve a problem? Are you trying to improve your services? When you're creating a business, you need to understand that first, your value proposition. What are you trying to do? Are you trying to create value and make people happy by eating good food? Or are you trying to make things easier and access to people? So you have to look at that value most importantly first. And then, be able to just believe in what you're doing and, just try. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. But guess what? If you don't try,
you will never know. I agree.
So that's my advice to a lot of people, and just rock it as it goes, and always try to ask for advice and connect with people that are better than you, and try to be able to see how you can learn from them. That's just a secret.
So basically, having a mentor, if I'm going to summarize that, having someone that is being in that space, could be helpful.
If you can find someone in that space, it would be very helpful. I mean, when I wanted to open, I couldn't find anybody that has opened the black restaurants and even know the basics. Google was our friend, and a couple of my friends who have opened restaurants but maybe closed down the line. I did hire a professional guy who came to do all the setup, table sets and everything for us. Spent a couple of dollars, just thousands of dollars, just because I didn't have the experience and I wanted somebody to put me through. And over time, you get to learn the business. Is what it is. So, but trying to get a mentor, I wouldn't call it mentor, but maybe somebody you look up to, or doing a lot of research. Then if you check my search engine, how to open a restaurant, how to run a restaurant, right? You watch those videos, learn, and as you grow, you keep on learning and again being open, trying to go to events or connect with like minds in the same industry. One of the great events I went to was held by BDC, and I was in that room like a small kid, like. In the African scene, I'm a big boy, but in that room, I was a kid. Because you see people that have had restaurant chains for 20 years, 200 locations. And in that space, you're gonna be like, okay, sir, I'm hearing you. Can I get your card, sir, please? Do you understand? Like,
Yeah.
Yes,
I
so
was humbled.
Yeah, you have to be, because
Yeah,
if you're learning at that
yeah,
moment, you have to be humble. You can't just be like, I know everything, because you know,
exactly.
basically, you know
I was in
nothing. You're
Harvard Business
learning.
School the other day for a program, and I'm
ooh.
seeing people that are
Very
more.
Yeah.
Oh
advanced.
my, very
Yeah.
much,
Yeah.
because at that point of learning, you have to be able to be open for that.
Yeah.
There's no you're learning.
Yeah.
When you learn, then you cannot help other people become
Yeah.
like you or better
Now
than
that's
you.
basically what you're doing. You're
Yeah.
Yeah.
looking look towards someone, look above
Yes,
someone,
of
but
course.
someone also is looking
Yeah,
towards you for like,
of
oh my god,
course.
you've done this, you've done so much,
Of course.
and
Yeah,
yeah,
that's the secret.
Yeah.
that's the secret. Okay,
I mean, as they
so
say that if you're the smartest in the room, then you need to go to another room.
true,
So
true.
yeah, you
Yeah,
can't be the
true,
smartest
true,
in the
true,
room.
true,
So
true. That's correct. That's
yes.
correct. Yeah.
So to summarize what you're gonna say to the new person starting, look forward, look for someone that is in the business, or
Yeah.
someone that you look towards, and you're like, okay, I can get advice from that
Yeah.
person, and just start.
Yeah, just and like I said, if you
Have
don't
your
try, you
wine.
never can know. You
Yeah.
gotta give it a try. If it fails, get up, try to figure out a way to keep on running. And again, people give up a lot when it comes to business. Like, and we're human beings, which is normal. But you also need to say, you know what, this is just this is telling me that something good is coming. So
Thank you,
yeah, you're
Thank you
welcome.
so
Thank you
much.
so
Yeah.
much.
Thanks so much for your time.
Yeah.
And yeah, we have some refreshments. We'll go
And
get
we
it.
also have one on take. What would you consider? Would you consider puff puff a dessert or a appetizer? I think of it as an appetizer. My roommate thinks of it as a dessert. She's like, it's a dessert.
Um. These days, when you go to some fancy Nigerian restaurants, they make it a dessert because they put like milk, caramel,
Yeah.
whatever it
Oh
is.
yes, yes.
That's true, yeah.
Right? They do that, right? So, but you can have it as an appetizer too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or actually, I
But
think
usually we have like yeast dodo, pepper soup, plantains as
yeah.
like.
I do
There
agree.
you
I feel
go.
like dessert is more supposed to be sweet, and puff puff is very sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And while like I think of like dessert, I think of appetizer as savory, something more savory, more
Yes.
like
Yeah,
something
puff
with cheese. We
puff
have to get
from
something from there, and
VanSuya.
this is like
Thank you.
There
our
you go.
oh my god, it's
Okay.
massive.
Yeah, it's big.
But it was small for
You
some
said it was
reason.
small.
10 over 10.
Nice. Interesting.
But thank you for
You're
coming.
welcome.
Thank you so much.
Oh my god, the